Hello and welcome to Charter's Local Edition. I'm Lori Farkas. Thanks so much for joining us today. We're at the WAM convention and we're getting to visit with all sorts of great city leaders. And joining us now is City Council Member Brian Dickeson, and you are from the great town of Lovell, Wyoming.
Yes.
You are also the president of WAM.
I am.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about how that happens.
I was appointed to fill a vacancy in the WAM board several years ago and became more involved with WAM and saw the benefits of it for local governments. I was elected as the vice president of WAM. Actually, the former president was elected as the vice president. The president lost his office as the mayor, and so Paul took over as the president. I was appointed vice president. I thought, I don't have what it takes to do this, but I saw that I did. So I've been the president for 2 years. My term is up the end of this month. I've chosen to run for re-election. That will happen Saturday at our general business meeting. I'm hoping that I can serve again. We've experienced some great changes in WAM.
Yeah.
We've hired a new executive director. She's on fire. We just love her to death.
Shelley Simonton.
Shelley Simonton. We've reorganized our regions. The state used to be divided into 4 regions for WAM. My region went from the Montana border down to Jackson. It's difficult to get to Jackson in the winter from northern Wyoming. So we now have 6 regions. My region is the Bighorn Basin. Very easy to get to any of those towns, summer, winter, or fall, except for when we have flooding in Graybull and Worland and
all
those
over
places.
The place in the summer.
So I've enjoyed my time as WAM. We advocate. We have 99 incorporated municipalities in the state. Our newest one is Star Valley Ranch. They've been a city or a town for
about 5 years now.
About 5 or 6 years, I'm thinking. Doing great, but they're a great addition to WAM. Challenges.
Tell us a little bit more about the function of WAM and why it's so important in the state of Wyoming for all of these communities, and especially the community leaders, the mayors, city council people, to really come together with a unified voice. Why is that so important?
WAM has a great training program. We refer to it as LTS, Leadership Training Services. I am a fellow of that. There are 3 phases to it. I've completed all 3. There are classes in ethics, in management, in finance, in budgeting. We offer training in every aspect of being a mayor and/or city councilman.
And that's so important. You know, just because you're elected doesn't mean all of a sudden you know everything.
I've seen efforts from people who think that we ought to take a class before we run for election. That may not be a bad idea.
There's a lot to it.
New mayors, new councilmen come on board with ideas of what they can do. Some of them are wonderful, some of them aren't legal. And so WAM is a resource available to all municipalities, no matter what their size. Our municipalities range in population from 4 to over 60,000. One size does not fit all. Excuse me. So we offer training. We have a summer convention. We have a winter workshop. We have quarterly meetings with the board where we discuss ideas to help mayors and councilmen in their responsibilities on how to work with their citizens, how to work with their councils. One of the challenges that municipalities have is funding. We have a limited source of funding. I can't go out and raise taxes on, I can do it on franchise fees, but that's a pass-through. My citizens pay that. The franchisees don't. They just pass that on. We depend on funding from the legislature. They've been very generous to us.
Yeah. And for people who are not familiar, it's a 501c6 nonprofit. So you are allowed to lobby and to advocate and to go to the legislature and work on behalf of these cities and towns. That's wonderful.
As a town councilman, I also have the opportunity to lobby on my own. I don't need a license. I don't have to register with the state. Our lobbyists for WAM do have to register as lobbyists, but I can lobby an individual senator or representative, but it's ineffective. if I don't have the strength of WAM behind me to do that. And so we provide talking points. WAM supports and or opposes bills that come before the legislature, depending on how we feel that will affect the citizens of Wyoming, the municipalities. But with the strength of 99 members, we have a large voice.
Yeah, becomes much more powerful.
Yeah.
Well, I know that we've talked a little bit about WAM, and I don't want to take all the time away from your beautiful town of Lovell. So tell me a little bit about Lovell as well. I know that's near and dear to your heart.
Lovell has worked very hard to keep us a secret. The word is getting out. This year, I have been camping, I've been boating, and I've been sightseeing, and the furthest was 2 hours from my home.
Wow, that's incredible.
I'm 2 hours from Yellowstone Park. I'm 15 minutes from a boat dock. I'm 30 minutes from camping, where we've seen numerous moose this year on the mountain. It's beautiful up there. We have a film festival coming up. We have a local film producer who is not well known yet. He's working on that. He has solicited entries for the film festival for the last 5 or 6 years. We've had some very quality films, some not so much. And that's okay, because it gives them experience.
Are these long version films or short films? Or
yes, both.
A little bit of both?
Most of them are 3 to 5 minutes. We've had some that have gone 20 to 30 minutes. We have one that they showed several years ago that is now expanded into a feature film, into a full-length film.
It started right in Lovell.
So yeah,
that's wonderful.
We have some of the best candy in the world in Lovell. Queen Bee Gardens produces honey candy. They harvest their own honey, make that into and I get in trouble if I come to WAM functions and don't bring some of that with me.
Do they have a website at least now that you've made everyone hungry?
QueenBeeGardens.com.
Okay. All right.
And they ship anywhere in the world.
I know you've also got Mustang Days, and
we have
that's
Mustang
a big deal.
Days. The term has changed through the years. It used to be Lovell's Day. It's now Mustang Days. It's a week-long celebration where we celebrate our culture, melodramas, dancing girls. The film festival, I'm not sure if that's in conjunction, because I'm going to be gone during the Mustang Days and the film festival. I didn't put it in my calendar.
Put it on your phone.
But our website has links to those activities.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. If you're wondering when all these things are, go to the townoflovell.com, and you'll be able to find all that great information there. And I know that a lot of people, if they can't attend this summer, at least you can start early and get it on your calendar for future years.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about the industry in Lovell and some of the things that help support your town.
We have a sugar factory that was built in 1917. It's currently Western Sugar Farmers Cooperative. They produce about 100 million hundredweight of sugar a year. They distribute that commercially. There's no local sales in Lovell for that. We have 3 bentonite plants that produce bentonite minerals for cosmetics, for steel industry.
It's a big industry.
They line landfills and ponds with that product. So those are our major industries. We have a lot of farming and ranching. We have a rancher in our area, not right in, he's within about 7 miles of my house, that raises beef and slaughters it locally. It's top of the line. It's expensive because it's not mass produced. Right. They don't use the growth hormones. They don't use all of the antibiotics that other operations have to use. We have 2 used car dealerships right there in town. You can find about anything you want. Boat dealers that sell boats to use on the lake.
Economy.
It is.
diverse city, diverse economy, and I'm going to try to get up there at some point in time this summer. You've made me hungry for candy, and definitely.
And they do have some at the WAM registration desk. So
okay, so I'm going to sneak over there after this interview. Yeah. It's been great chatting with you. We've been hearing about the sweet town of Lovell, Wyoming, from City Councilman Brian Dickeson, and we'll be right back with more Charter Local Edition right after this. Stay tuned.